that presentation. So I will just share my screen, and inshallah we complete the rest of the 2 or 3 points which are there. So we have covered 7 features of Ahmadiyya Mahdi. Let's inshallah cover the rest of 3 features. So feature number 8. His name, very important. Ahmadiyya Mahdi is mentioned in the Quran by the name son of Maryam. So this is another unique feature of Ahmadiyya Mahdi, that he is mentioned in the Quran by name, and that name is by Ibne Maryam. And where is the proof? And by this is that famous proof. Ji bhai, what does it say on the screen, bhai? Bhai, your mic is mute. Bhai, your mic is mute.
अगर कुरान ने मेरा नाम इब्ने मरियम नहीं रखा तो मैं झूठा हूँ.
चलो.
So Mirza Sahib is claiming that if Quran has not called me Ibn Maryam, then I am a liar.
Yes.
So we need to know, we need to see, do we have the right to see or not? Can we question? Do we have the right to question? If Mirza,
maybe you should say that do words have any meanings? What Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is saying here, does it mean something?
Exactly. Does it mean anything? And without words meaning anything, how can even Allah reveal the Quran? If Allah revealed the Quran for our guidance, as He claimed in the Quran, Allah says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, hudan lin-nas, wa bayyinatin min al-huda wal-furqan. Allahu Akbar. Allah is claiming that I revealed this Quran in Ramadan, hudan lin-nas, as a guide for humanity, wa bayyinatin min al-huda, and with clarity of guidance. Yeah. And Mirza is saying Quran called basically him Isa ibn Maryam, or Quran named him Isa ibn Maryam. Please have mercy on us. Please save me and Imtiaz Bhai and thousands of other people watching, and they will be watching later. Save us, please.
By for your surprise. This is for your surprise. What it says here, bhai?
Quran Sharif में मसीह इब्ने मरियम के दोबारा आने का तो कहीं भी जिक्र नहीं. So it's a contradiction again. Okay, it says that there is no mention in the Quran of the second coming of Messiah, the son of Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, then how is the Quran calling you Ibn Maryam? Because the second coming of the son of Mary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I hope everyone's watching and understanding. In the first quote above, it says, Quran has named me Ibn Maryam, the son of Mary. In the second quote, Mirza writes that Quran does not mention the second coming of Jesus, the son of Mary. And Mirza claimed to be the second coming of Jesus, the son of Mary. And if Quran mentions him as son of Mary, clearly Quran is mentioning the second coming of son of Mary. But he's saying it doesn't mention the coming of son of Mary, second coming of the son of Mary.
Or the other possibility is that they have to claim that they are more than one son of Mary. That's the only option.
Yes, that's reasonable.
And let's make it even more difficult for them. Look at this one. जी भाई.
हजरत ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम के दोबारा आने का मसला ईसाइयों ने महज अपने फायदे के लिए घड़ा था, क्योंकि इनकी पहली आमद में इनकी खुदाई का कोई निशान जाहिर ना हुआ और हर दफा मार खाते रहे. अच्छा, so it's saying that the second coming of Jesus, Isa alayhi was simply concocted by Christians for their own benefit. Okay? Because in the first coming, they could not find any evidence for the divinity of Jesus Christ, and they got beaten on every front on that issue. Okay, so that's why they had to concoct this idea of second coming of Isa alayhi salam, amazingly, which Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani himself believed in and wrote about from ilham. Again,
Yeah.
from his own ilham, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani in Ruhani Khazain, in Barahin Ahmadiyya, in the fourth part, he writes that Isa alayhi salam will come back. He'll come back from the heavens, right? And amazingly, he himself goes on to say now here that this was something concocted by the Christians. Okay, first of all, why would Allah inspire you with information that was false and was concocted by Christians for their own benefit? Okay, because they could not prove the divinity of Isa alayhi salam in the first coming. So tell us, how does that make sense? How does that even make sense? Why was Allah?
Yeah. Adnan bhai, because we read in that quote that Nauzu billahi min zalik, Isa alayhi salam was being beaten at his face, right? So let's read this quote to make it clear this was the belief of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, not ilzami jawab. Look bhai, हाँ, आपको गालियां देने और बदजुबानी की अक्सर आदत थी, नाउज़ु बिल्लाहि मिन ज़ालिक. He said Isa alayhi salam had a habit of using vulgar language and abusing other people. Adna baat mein gussa aa jata tha. He said he was very short-tempered at trivial matters. अपने नफ्स को जज्बात से रोक नहीं सकते थे. He said Isa alayhi salam was नाउज़ुबिल्लाह not able to control his emotions. Why? Next point. मगर मेरे नजदीक, why there's no such thing as in this quote, there's no fictitious Messiah. मेरे नजदीक. He said according to me, आपकी ये हरकत जाए अफसोस नहीं. He said according to me, you should not be sad at these things. Why? आप तो गालियां देते थे और यहूद हाथ से कसर निकाल लिया करते थे. नाउज़ुबिल्लाह. He said that Prophet Isa alayhi salam used to swear at the Jews, and in return, Jews used to slap at his face. जी भाई.
So he's saying basically मेरे नजदीक वो गालियां निकालते थे.
जी भाई.
That's what he's saying, right? मेरे नजदीक means literally according to me.
Yeah.
मेरे नजदीक means literally according to me. These actions of Isa alayhi salam are not something to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Okay, they are not something to be sad about. Okay, why? Because he would only swear, but the Jews would beat him up.
Yeah.
They would beat him up.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. So clearly, this is not ilzami jawab. He's saying mere nazdeek. He's actually accepting this.
Yes.
He is saying, now this is not sarcasm. This is not ilzami jawab. Okay, this is not accusative answer. This is his own opinion, because Mirza, for some reason, had already believed that Jesus used to use bad language. And you know what? That's why Mirza was so loose with his tongue. That's why Mirza was so loose with his pen. That's why he would easily call people haramzade, harami, and zurriyatul baghaya, because he actually believed that a prophet of Allah was doing it from the Bible. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani considered the New Testament to be an authentic source on the life of Isa alayhi salam. Otherwise, why would he say mere nazdeek? He used to swear.
Why look at this one? Why look at this one?
Yeah.
हजरत ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने खुद इखलाकी तालीम पे अमल नहीं किया. Isa अलैहिस्सलाम, by Isa alayhi salam, did not live by the moral principles, and then इस कदर बदजुबानी में बढ़ गए. He said that he went to the extent in terms of his vulgar abusive language कि यहूदी बुजुर्गों को, भाई यहूदी बुजुर्गों को, ना यहूदी have become बुजुर्ग, and Isa Islam is swearing at them. Look at the picture, look at the portrayal. यहूदी बुजुर्गों को वलदुल हराम तक कह दिया. He said that Isa, by same thing which Nunar said to you in the Speaker's Corner first conversation. Speaker's Corner first conversation. He said that Isa alayhi salam was calling the elders of Jews as bastards. और हर एक भाई हर एक वाज में यहूदी उलमा भाई यहूदी उलमा now यहूदी have become ulama यहूदी उलमा को सख्त सख्त गालियां दी. Is that in every single one of his sermon Isa alayhi salam was swearing at the elders of the Jews and ulama of the Jews और बुरे बुरे इनके नाम रखे and he used to give them bad names. भाई इखलाकी मुअल्लिम का फर्ज ये है कि पहले आप इखलाके करीमा दिखलावे. He said it was the responsibility of Jesus as a moral teacher to live by the moral values first. जी भाई.
Bilkul, this is basically an indictment against Isa alayhi salam for using foul language. Here again he's saying that Isa alayhi salam was using foul language, bad language, and he was not a good role model. Because if he was a good role model, he wouldn't behave like this. The last sentence is very, very devastating. अखलाकी मुअल्लिम का फर्ज ये है कि पहले आप अखलाक करीमा दिखलावे. Okay, a good teacher, a good moral teacher must show his morality in his own character. In other words, Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, did not show that moral character. Very clear. Any Ahmadi with 2 brain cells can see that, black and white. And if you still continue to believe in this person, it's your fault. It's self-inflicted. You chose to go to Jahannam. You want to go to Jahannam. If having seen this, you still don't change your mind. Because he's insulting a prophet of Allah whom Allah defends in the Quran.
वजीह भाई वजीहन फी दुनिया वल आखिरा. Allahu Akbar. Allah's
Yes.
Quran is declaring.
Absolutely. And we know that Isa alayhi salam used the la'na upon the kuffar of Banu Israel.
Yeah.
But
لُعِنَ
still-
الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا عَلَى لِسَانِ دَاوُودَ وَعِيسَى ابْنِ مَرْيَمَ.
Absolutely. So Quran mentions that Isa alayhi salam and Dawood alayhi salam sent la'na upon the kuffar of Banu Israel. Here, Mirza is claiming he was using terms like Waldul Haram, which is a swear word, which is an indictment on all the elders, as if they were all, subhanallah, children of adultery. How is that possible? These are the people who were reading the Torah. These are the people who, some of them, they became Muslim. They believed in Isa alayhi salam. Not all of them were kuffar. And Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani is claiming that Isa alayhi salam did not have the moral character of a good teacher because he used this language. So this man, okay, when it comes to Isa alayhi salam, okay, this man, he crossed all boundaries, all lines of decency. He left nothing. He claimed Isa alayhi salam to be a foul-mouthed person. He claimed Isa alayhi salam was lacking in male characteristics. He claimed his mother was a hermaphrodite. He claimed Isa alayhi salam was a drunkard. He claimed Isa alayhi salam was not a moral teacher. He was lacking. He claimed his miracles were trickery, mesmerism. Okay, he claimed all these incredible things that
Adnan bhai, sorry. By just to seal the matter that he was talking about a prophet of Allah by this reference. You know, by the context of this one, Adnan bhai, Muslim scholars, they said to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, they said, Mirza Sahib, why do you use vulgar language, foul language? This was the response, bhai. This was the response. Hazrat Masih की सख्त जुबानी तमाम नबियों से बड़ी हुई है. Why is he talking about the Prophet Isa or fictitious Messiah?
He's talking about the fictitious. He's talking about the Isa alayhi salam of the historic.
The prophet.
Yes.
So he said that the foul language of
भाई आगे पढ़ें.
हाँ जी और इंजील से साबित है कि इसकी सख्त कलामी की वजह से कई यहूदियों ने हजरत मसीह के मारने के लिए पत्थर उठाए. اور سردار کاہن کی بے ادبی سے حضرت مسیح نے اپنے منہ پہ تماچے کھائے.
So basically, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani here is using the Gospels, the New Testament, as his evidence to show what? That Isa alayhi salam was foul-mouthed. This is why I am foul-mouthed. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used foul language, actually thinking that Isa alayhi salam was also doing it. So in
Why
order,
this was his belief? I have just presented just by bunch of, we have plethora of references to prove that this was personal belief. By look at this one. He was replying to the Muslim scholars. They don't believe in the authority of the gospel. Why was he quoting gospel to them?
exactly.
Does that make any sense?
Because Imtiaz Bhai, he believed the gospel narrative to be true on the life
Yes.
of Islam. And
Yes.
that's why he thought that he is because he's claiming to be the Messiah now. He himself, so he has to behave like the Messiah he thinks is the Messiah. He has to use that bad language to prove that because the Messiah, the original Messiah, the first Messiah, the first coming, was using foul language, was using bad language, I have to show that I am the same Messiah, I'm the second coming, I have to use the bad language as well, which is false. We know Isa alayhi salam did not use that language. We do not see Isa alayhi salam calling people haramzadeh or auladul haram, okay, or waldul haram or dhurriyatul baghaya. We do not see that. Isa alayhi salam did not say that. Okay, we don't believe that Isa alayhi salam of the Quran would use this language. We don't believe that. La'an upon the kuffar is something different. Okay, la'an upon the kuffar is something different. Okay, but using this specific evil, vulgar language where you're calling people's mothers prostitutes, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Okay, Subhanaka, hada buhtanun azim. Subhanaka, hada buhtanun azim. Subhanaka, hada buhtanun azim. This is a great slander against a great prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
You know, bhai, just inshallah, even though it was not a topic, but it's good people, inshallah, people can know this aspect of, his character. You know, bhai, in Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's lifetime, when people said that, why are you swearing at people? His response was, look at Isa alayhi salam. He said that he did to the next level. So I'm not even going to that extent. Now, after he passed away, when the son of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, the second Ahmadiyya Caliph, the second single most important authority in Ahmadiyya, the promised reformer, Muslim Maud, when he was asked the same question, look at his response. Look at his response. बाज़ लोग हजरत मसीह की बाज़ तहरीरों का हवाला देते हैं. He says that some people are referring to some of the writings of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. इन्हें याद रखना चाहिए कि हजरत साहिब बासियत मैजिस्ट्रेट थे. He said that they should remember that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was magistrate और इनका फर्ज था कि लोगों को इनकी असल बताते थे. It was responsibility to tell people about the reality. मगर हमारी ये पोजीशन नहीं है. And दुरुस्त कलामी और गालियां देना नफ्स की कमजोरी की अलामत है. He said that to swear at people and to use the harsh language is a sign of weak personality. He said, we can't do this, but look at it. He said, we can't do this, but Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was magistrate. He can do that. Subhanallah.
I wonder which court was he a magistrate in? Which court? कौन सी कोर्ट, कौन सी कचहरी, कहाँ पे मजिस्ट्रेट लगे हुए थे मिर्जा साहब? मिर्जा साहब एक मामूली से क्लर्क थे सियालकोट की कोर्ट में, सियालकोट की कचहरी में. So I'm saying this person claims that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani was a magistrate, okay, which means a judge. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani was a common clerk. He was a common clerk. He was never a judge. He was not educated enough to be a judge. Okay, he didn't know the English language.
نہیں بھائی وہ امتحان میں فیل ہو گیا تھا مرزا غلام کا, اس نے امتحان دیا تھا وہ ایک نا, وہ فیل ہو گیا.
Absolutely. 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 So it's unbelievable. Even his Arabic was bad.
Yeah,
Tahir Hani
yeah,
had written a book on this topic, how bad
yeah,
his Arabic was.
yeah,
How bad his Arabic was. So unbelievable. Like, come on, guys, look, how long are you going to go on like this for? How long do you want to continue trying to preach this false religion, and you are causing people to go to hellfire because of your kufr? Okay? Stop this. Stop believing this and find the truth. The truth is with Allah and His Messenger. There is not. There is Allah. A lot of Qadianis, they end up denying Allah because they think, oh, if Qadianism is not true, then there is no God. Because these mullahs, because they have put so much hatred in the minds and the hearts of their own audience that they
yeah,
cannot imagine the Muslims, the mainstream Muslims, being true. Okay, this is a misconception. This is an outcome. This is a result of a hate campaign, an active hate campaign that takes place in the Qadiani Jamaat against mainstream Muslims.
yeah.
Okay, that's why you
So,
don't mix with Muslims. That's why you're not allowed to mix with Muslims. You know why? You know why? Because they fear that once you mix with the Muslims, because the Muslim standard is very high, your standard is very low. Your standard of religion is very low, otherwise you would not believe in Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. Our standard is very high. That's why we're scrutinizing Mirza and trying to show you light that how many contradictions there are.